Hi there. Today we're going to take a look at different types of transformations. There are reflections, as shown in the picture there, so like a mirror image of something. A rotation, where you have a point and then something is being rotated around that point. And then we have a translation, which is a slide. So if you notice, the T is just being slid over. It's not changing size. And then the same thing with the heart. And then we have dilation, which you may have heard when you go to the eye doctor. When you have your eyes dilated, it's when you have a shape that is getting larger or smaller. Today's lesson, we are going to just focus on translations. I should also mention that you are going to need a piece of graph paper to work through this lesson on your own as you're watching the screen. So get a piece of graph paper and leave it blank, and we'll get started from there. Alright, so step number 1, go ahead and label your paper 10.3 translations, and then using a ruler, draw the X and Y axis on your paper using the blue lines to guide you. So keep your paper vertical and then estimate where the middle would be. Draw a nice straight line right down the middle, and then estimate where your x-axis, your horizontal axis, should go. Go ahead and draw both of those right on the blue lines on your paper. So this is what your paper should look like before we start doing any drawing. You have an X and Y axis towards the middle of your page. Alright, step number 2, using your ruler, graph and label triangle ABC. So on your paper, go ahead and graph 10, 2, and then label it with point A, graph 13, 5, and label it B, and then 15, 1, and label it C. Pause the video, and then go ahead and do this. And now this is what you should also have on your paper. This is what your triangle ABC should look like. Alright, step number 3, translate the image according to these directions. Take X and subtract 3, and take Y and add 5. Then label the new points A prime, B prime, and C prime. We're going to go ahead and do this together. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and translate our image X minus 3, Y plus 5. So what that means is we need to go ahead and take a look at each point individually, so point A, and what we want to do is we want to shift it in the X direction, that would be left and right, minus 3. So minus direction would be to the left, positives are to the right. So we're going to go negative 3, 1, 2, 3, and then in the Y direction, up and down, I need to go plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that's where I'm going to put my new point. So go ahead and graph the new point A, and then give it a little prime symbol, that little mark in the upper right-hand corner. That just means that it corresponds to the original A. Now we do the same thing with point B. So go to point B, count 3 to the left and 5 up. And then label that point B prime. Now go ahead and pause the video, do the same thing with letter C and label it C prime, and then connect the dots to make a nice new triangle. And so here's what your new triangle should look like. Notice that the triangles are both the same exact size, and one is just slid over from the other. We just translated it, which is a slide. All right, next step, using your ruler, graph and label quadrilateral DEFG. Go ahead and graph these 4 points and label them D, E, F, and G. Pause the video now and do this. All right, and here's what your new quadrilateral should look like, D, E, F, G. If yours does not look like this, go ahead and fix it. now what we're going to do is we're going to translate the image according to the directions x plus 4, y plus 4, and then label the new points d prime, e prime, f prime, and g prime. So use the same concept we did before with moving in the x direction, left and right, positive 4, and then moving in the y direction, positive 4. Pause the video here and go ahead and try that. All right, let's go ahead and check and see if you did that correctly. So let's start with point D. I'm going to move 4 in the positive direction and for the x, and then 4 in the positive direction for the y. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the new point D should be right here. Then for E, right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice I'm marking these D prime and E prime. Now F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and G. Then using your ruler, hopefully you used your ruler to connect your points. And your new quadrilateral should look exactly like the original one. And there you have it. All right, here we go. Next up, go ahead and graph triangle HIJ and then translate it 5 units straight up. So we're not going left or right or all, I just want you to translate it 5 units up and then take the original HIJ and then also translate it according to x minus 7, y plus 3. So go ahead and pause the video and first just start by taking the triangle and translating it 5 units up. All right, let's see how you did with the translation 5 units up. So here I have my original HIJ triangle, and each point I just need to go 5 straight up. So here is H prime, here is I prime, and here is J prime. So when I connect my dots, again, I can tell that it's the same exact triangle, just moved over onto the page. Now, if you have not done the other translation yet, pause the video here and go ahead and translate x minus 7, y plus 3. All right, let's go ahead and take our original triangle. We're going to go 7 in the negative direction and then 3 in the positive direction. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be J double prime. Here we have I double prime. And H double prime. All right, let's check and see if my triangle looks exactly the same. And yes, it does. It hasn't rotated or anything. It's in the exact same direction. Nice job. We got one more for you. All right, for this last one, what I'd like you to do is graph triangle KLM, and then you're going to create your own translation and graph the new shape. So what you're going to do is graph the triangle, and then you decide what type of translation you want to do. So maybe you want to do x plus 3, y minus 8, or x minus 4, y plus 7. It really doesn't matter. You just take it and go ahead and do your own translation. So pause the video here, go ahead and graph KLM, decide what translation you're going to do, and then graph your new shape. All right, here is triangle KLM, and now your translation is going to look different from mine, but if I randomly pick some numbers, let's say that I want to do x minus 1, y plus 1, that means I'm going to take each vertice, and I'm going to go 1 in the negative direction and then 1 in the positive direction. So here is M prime, K prime, and L prime. And when I graph my triangle, looks perfect. All right, that's all for this lesson. Thanks. Have a great day.